Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of BTTH The Flame Emperor Part 85 based on novel. So let's start. Xiao Yan also stared at the Xianling King in the sky, and then found that there were wisps of invisible flames around the Xianling King at this time. The three different fire powers all have some deep fears. Could it be that the Xianling King has devoured the holy flame? Xiao Yan was also somewhat puzzled, and then murmured. When I entered the 9-fish playing dragon formation outside the Xianling Imperial Pond, and when I met the last patriarch of the Tianmu clan, I vaguely knew that there must be a lot of good things in the underground palace of the Xianling Imperial family. Among them, there are good things in the 6th floor of the underground palace, the mother of the fairy body tree. As for the deeper place, the 7th floor of the underground palace, according to Yu Xian, is likely to be the place where holy flame exists. Because where is the most strict place in the entire Xianling royal family? The strong man it guards is probably also a very terrifying existence. I don't look like it. Although the flames around this King Xianling are not weak, it is not so easy to swallow the holy flame. And the flame on his body is really small, and it has nothing to do with the holy flame. Long Yi, who was on the ancient ruler of the eternal fire, also slowly made a sound. After all, with Long Yi's old-fashioned eyes, it is naturally not difficult to find the abnormality in this King Xianling. Hope so. But the Xianling royal family, Xiao Yang, and you have also formed the grievances. If there is a chance next time, I will definitely make you pay a heavy price. People don't offend me, I don't offend anyone. If anyone sins against me, I will sin. Above the sky at this time, King Xianling stood in the air, and terrifying fluctuations also radiated from his side. Since the matter at the Xianling Emperor Pond is over, so be it. King Xianling also said lightly. Ha ha ha. King Xianling, don't play me like a child. I said. What happened to my disciple in your Xianling royal family? Your dignified king of the Xianling royal family just wanted to end it so easily. It's too whimsical. Elder Zhu also said relentlessly. Bold, King Xianling is here again, you. Yimo also looked at the arrival of King Xianling, and heaved a sigh of relief. Otherwise, just relying on the strength he just entered the 9-star Do Emperor level here today, would definitely not be able to stop this Zhu Jin. Old Ghost Bamboo, you don't look like the style of burning incense pavilion. King Xianling also stopped Yimo beside him and said slowly. Don't use the burning incense pavilion to oppress me. You should have known 100 years ago that this wouldn't work for me. Elder Zhu also said directly, without giving the Xianling King any face. I know, but it's up to the parties involved. After King Xianling finished speaking, he also pointed the finger at Xiao Yang. As powerful as the Zhu Jin of the burning incense pavilion, at this time, King Xianling, even if he combined the power of the two Yimo, was still not sure of defeating him. However, Xiao Yang was different, so he also pointed the finger at him. When Xiao Yang heard this, he was also secretly shocked. But Xiao Yang also knew that if this old man made such a big move for himself, it would inevitably cause the forces behind him, the Fenxiang Pavilion, to be involved more or less, and he immediately had a plan in his heart. Uncle Master, Senior King Xianling, this incident is a coincidence. I hope the two of you can stop. At the next moment, Xiao Yang also said to the equally well-matched Elder Zhu and King Xianling. That's good. King Xianling laughed slowly when he heard the words, then stared at Zhu Jin and said, Old Ghost Zhu, your disciples have said so let's just leave it like this. I don't care about your trespassing into the forbidden area of our Xianling royal family, what do you think? After King Xianling finished speaking, he also turned his attention to the place where Elder Zhu was, and then waited for Elder Zhu's answer. Humph. Elder Zhu also snorted coldly, and the next moment, those terrifying thunderclouds in the sky also slowly dissipated, revealing a sky that belongs to thousands of miles of clear skies. Obviously, Elder Zhu also knew that it would be extremely unwise to fight against the Xianling royal family at this time. Able to bend and stretch, this child is really. Elder Zhu also said slowly in his heart. By the way, Xianling old ghost, I heard that the auction is only 10 days away. Why don't you get 3 tickets at random? It can be regarded as an apology for my disciple. The next moment, Zhu Lao just took it back. With his own breath, he turned his head suddenly, as if he remembered something, facing Xianling Wang Dao. ~1.chi.1z.c. What? 3? Yimo heard the words and almost spit it out. The auction held by the Xianling royal family was considered to be quite a grand event during the entire Xianling 3 days, and every time it was held, many treasures flowed out. It's just that those who want to enter the Xianling royal family auction obviously cannot be some unknown people, and graduates are also some high-profile characters. For example, the Zhu Jin in front of him is known as the #1 fighting formation master in Xiantian Santian. So the Xianling royal family auction is also qualified enough to enter the most luxurious auction. It's just that Xiao Yang and the others don't have such good treatment, because the minimum requirement to enter the Xianling royal family auction is to have the strength of a 6-star Do Emperor. Looking around, no matter whether it is Xiao Yang, Mu Yingying or Mu Feng, none of them have this qualification. However, there is another way to enter the Xianling royal family auction, then use money to buy tickets. An admission ticket was sold for a high price of 10 million gold coins. 10 million gold coins, this is not a small sum, and the annual income of ordinary people is only a few thousand gold coins, which is enough to show the grandness of this Xianling royal family auction. No problem. The next moment King Xianling also said very cheerfully. Obviously, this mere 30 million yuan, he has not taken it seriously. That's good. After old Zhu finished speaking, he also went back to where Xiao Yang was. Why are you still standing still? Let's go back to heal first. Elder Zhu also said plainly. After speaking, he was the first to leave, leaving Xiao Yang and the 3 to stare blankly at Elder Zhu. Is this Elder Zhu really a powerhouse at the peak of the Emperor Do? Why does he look like an ordinary old man now? This idea not only appeared in the minds of Xiao Yang and the others, but also in the minds of the surrounding soldiers. After a brief hesitation, Mu Feng also followed, and Xiao Yang also followed directly holding Mu Yingying. With the disappearance of Zhu Lao and several others, the entrance of the underground palace is also becoming more serious. Yimo and King Xianling were also floating in the sky. King Xianling, is this what you did? I'm going to hold a worship meeting. Yimo also snorted coldly, and just after he finished speaking, he also walked towards the depths of the Xianling royal family. Damn it. Take one hair and move the whole body. It's all the failure of the ***** worship. It's even more troublesome now. King Xianling changed his smile just now, and then said in a rather gloomy way, he followed Yimo and flew towards the Xianling royal family. Xiao Yang and the others also left the underground palace, came to an inn and stayed there. Uncle, is she all right? Xiao Yang also quietly asked. It's okay, she has overdrawn too much strength and needs a good rest. Also, you should go down and rest. Elder Zhu also said. Uncle, thank you. After Xiao Yang finished speaking, he was relieved, then left the house where Mu Yingying lived and walked towards his own. After all, my uncle, but the strength of Do Di's peak level, with him, Xiao Yang is also relieved, and Xiao Yang's injury is also serious this time, and he must recover as soon as possible. He, the two of you really don't give me peace of mind. You Xiao Yang alone is enough to give me a headache. I can't think of another Mu Yingying now. However, why does this Mu Yingying have a trace of burning aura on her body? Could it be my illusion? Zhu Lao also said to himself, and then he left the room slowly. In the house at this time, only Mu Yingying was left lying quietly on the bed. The next moment, Mu Yingying's eyelids twitched violently, and then she murmured, Xiao Yang. Then calm returned. In the depths of the Xianling royal family, the palace compound. There are many stone steps in Langya, hundreds of steps from the bottom to the top, and a group of magnificent palaces also appear in the palace compound. At this time, in a rather imposing secret room, he gathered a lot of people at this time. At first glance, this secret room is specially prepared for the meeting. The wooden table of the meeting presents the character 1, and there is a first position on the left and right sides, which is convenient for communication. Among them, the first one on the left and the second one on the left is the Yimo who I saw with Zhu Lao before. At this time, Yimo sat respectfully next to the old man, who was at the top on the left, and then his eyes were fixed on King Xianling, who was on the top on the right, and an unpleasant aura also emanated. The one above the first on the left is an elderly man. His white hair and beard and the wrinkles on his face are undoubtedly full of the flavor of the years, and it is also a foil for his age. It's just that this is the case, and no one dares to underestimate this old man. Because this old man is now the controller of the dragon-loving legion. Qin Tian, who is known as the Fudo Ming King. A strong man, who has ruled the entire dragon-loving legion for hundreds of years. A strong man, who is on an equal footing with Zhu Lao based on his strength alone. Hundreds of years have passed since he stepped into the 9-star Dodi rank 9, and as the hundreds of years have passed, his strength has become more and more terrifying. Yimo, tell me. This time it was you who held the worship hall meeting, what happened? Qin Tian, who was first on the left, also said to Yimo next to him. Reporting to the head, the main purpose of holding the worship hall meeting this time is to criticize the Xianling king. Yimo also said slowly. What? As soon as these words came out, the pupils of the people next to them also opened tightly, obviously extremely incredible. The identity of King Xianling, although it cannot be said to be one-handed in the Xianling royal family, is also a king with extremely high dominance. If this Yimo is criticized and fought, what will be his face? Yimo, you want to talk nonsense. King Xuanling's eyelids were also beating violently, and then he suppressed the anger in his heart and slowly said to Yimo. Humph. At this time, we are on the verge of a stalemate with the Medusa family. How can we cause trouble? This time, the three people from the burning incense pavilion entered the Xianling Emperor Pond. Why did the boy and the woman act like this? Presumably the Xianling king knows a little about it. Yimo also asked rhetorically. I don't know what you are talking about. King Xianling also snorted coldly. As Yimo just finished speaking, the body of a certain black figure in the conference room also trembled. With such an appearance, if Xiao Yang was there, he would definitely be able to recognize at a glance that this was the person who attacked them. Enough. King Xianling, what do you think is going on? The old man above the top also said. Uncle Qin, this matter. King Xianling also hesitated. Speak. The next moment, the old man Qin Tian, who was above the first place, also suddenly shouted. Uncle Qin, I asked Xuanmo to go to this matter. Upon seeing this, King Xianling also knew that the matter could not be concealed, and immediately said in a low voice. Mysterious demon. What is going on? The next moment, Qin Tian also focused his attention on Xian Mo, and then asked viciously. The regiment. Commander, I. The next moment, The man in black wearing a black cloak also said tremblingly, for fear that Qin Tian would punish him heavily. Everyone is a brother who has been born and died for many years. I just want to know the truth of the matter. Qin Tian also said very plainly. It's like this. The 3 disciples in the burning incense pavilion are the top 3 in this point looting competition, and the first place also killed the twin ghost emperors. So the subordinates. This has nothing to do with King Xianling. Xuanmo also said. Alas. Qin Tian also sighed slowly. Xiantian, I know your character, but you have to remember that if you can't bear to be small, you will make big plans. The next moment, Qin Tian also spoke to King Xianling, who was sitting opposite him. Remember the teachings of Uncle Huang. King Xianling also said quite happily. Since this is the case, then this matter should be suppressed first, and then we will talk about it later. You should not have any conflicts with Fenxiang Pavilion. We'll talk about everything after the Medusa family is resolved. Qin Tian also said. Uncle, since today's worship hall meeting was held, the kid has a request. King Xianling also smiled slowly. What's the matter? Qin Tian also asked. I ask Uncle Huang to bring the people from the Dragon Addiction Legion with me to the Forbidden Area, in the depths of the Medusa clan, and capture Medusa alive. King Xianling also said directly. After arresting Medusa, their Medusa family is not crazy to revenge us. Qin Tian also said slightly. Uncle, you don't know anything about this. Among the Medusa clan, the one with the highest bloodline is Medusa. As long as we capture Medusa alive, then we can rely on with Medusa's bloodline suppressing the vast majority of the power in the Medusa clan. It is only a matter of time before the problem of the Medusa clan is solved. King Xianling also said as if he was winning. That's right, what about the rest of you? After Qin Tian finished speaking, he also turned his attention to the remaining 10 people in the meeting. At the next moment, out of 10 people, 8 people raised their hands to express their agreement to this practice. As for the remaining 2, one is Yimo, and the other is a strong man next to Yimo. I don't agree. Among the Medusa clan, Medusa will definitely be the most protected. If we dispatch the entire dragon-loving army, our Xianling royal family and the Medusa clan will definitely go to war. The people who died in the war the most were the common people. Yimo also roared. Yimo, you just have a good heart. But there are some things that can only be earned if you give up. We have been at a stalemate with the Medusa family for so long, and it's time to make a break. Qin Tian also said slowly. That's it. As soon as the auction ends, leave immediately. Go down and get ready. Top secret operation, code name, snake hunting. After Qin Tian finished speaking, he also slowly walked out of the conference room. In the rather imposing conference room, following Qin Tian's departure, the others also left one after another. King Xianling also walked to Yimo's side and said to the 2 of them, the end of the auction will begin. The snake hunt plan. I hope the 2 of you can let go of your past grievances and work together. After King Xianling finished speaking, he also left here. Top secret plan. Yimo also shook his head, very surprised why Lord Qin Tian, who had always had a bad impression of King Xianling, agreed with King Xianling at this time. Shaking his head, he didn't think too much and left slowly. Xiao Yan and the others were also resting and recuperating in the inn in Xianling City, waiting for the auction in 10 days. The Do-Di continent is a high-ranking continent. Due to its vast territory and many people, it is also divided into 4 continents. The northern part of Do-Di continent is the Qianxing continent. The southern part of Do-Di continent is Haohai continent. The western part of Do-Di continent is the Xianling continent. To the east of Do-Di continent is Doyun continent. Doyan continent is a continent rich in land and emperor energy. There are many talents here, and among them, the 8 ancient clans also stand on this continent. Legend has it that the 8 ancient clans were all promoted from a lower plane, called Do Chi continent, to the upper plane of Do Di continent. At the beginning, there were only a few people in each race. With the talents of a few people, they gradually became here. Only when Doyan continent gained a firm foothold, there are the 8 ancient clans today, and it is unknown whether it is true or false. The 8 ancient clans were Xiao, Jiyu, Sol, Yang, Yao, Shi, Ling, and Lei. It's just that they are the 8 ancient races. In fact, there are only 7 races in the core area of Doyan continent. The Xiao clan also didn't stand on this Doyan continent, and I don't know why. Doyan continent, within the ancient clan. The ancients occupied an extremely huge mountain, and the mountain was subdivided into 7 peaks, each with different branches. 7 mountain peaks, which means that this ancient clan is now divided into 7 factions. So many factions, I am afraid it is quite rare. There are 7 mountain peaks, each of which is called the Immortal Creation Peak by the outside world. Ordinary people only know that living on this mountain peak will be enough to set foot in the battle of immortals in the future, but they don't know that 7 of the ancient tribes are made of immortals. Xianfeng, each of which is dominated by Do Xian powerhouses, which also created the prestige of the ancients. After all, on this Doyan continent, Do Xian powerhouses are not a big one. A fighting immortal powerhouse can be regarded as a heavyweight, not to mention that this ancient clan has 7 or more on the bright side. At this time, on one of the 7 mountain peaks, a figure also dressed in simple clothes, slowly walked out of the courtyard. Even in plain clothes, it can't hide the woman's slender figure. The slender eyelashes were slightly closed, and the 3,000 silks behind her were falling in the wind, making her look quite elegant. But at this moment, a golden flame was beating slightly in the beautiful eyes of the woman. This person is not the Zuna that Xiao Yang has been thinking about day and night. Who else would it be? It's strange to say that since Zuna and Jiyu Yuan came to this ancient clan, the 7 peaks were only managed by one person, but as time passed, the person who managed the ancient clan mysteriously disappeared, and among the 7 peaks, the 7 fighting immortals had to come out to preside over the overall situation. It is strange to say that the patriarchs and some elders in the ancient clan seem to have disappeared. Only a very few people know that they are looking for some mysterious things. So at this time, the management of the ancient clan was still the 7 fighting immortals above the 7 peaks. At this time, there was an old man outside the courtyard. The old man was dressed in white, but the hair was black and white. At this time, the old man squinted, and there was not even a trace of fighting spirit fluctuations all over his body. The old man lay flat on the green grass outside the courtyard, his pupils closed slightly, and he let the wind blow on him. Zuna also walked gently to the old man's side, and then Bei's lips moved slightly. "Teacher, did you succeed?" The old man didn't change at all, and then murmured, "Well, it worked." Zuna's sweet voice echoed on the grass. "You really are talented. In just a few months of retreat, you have completely controlled the entire power of the Golden Emperor Fen Qianyang. You should also break through the 5-star Do Emperor now." The next moment, the old man also opened his eyes and said slowly, "Reporting to the teacher, Zuna has indeed broken through the 5-star fighting emperor, and now it is the middle stage of the 5-star fighting emperor." Zuna also said respectfully, but the pupils with golden flames seemed to have some different thoughts. The Golden Emperor Fen Qianyang, on the Do Chi continent, is the heritage of their ancient clan, but Zuna also discovered that after coming to the ancient clan's base camp in the Doyan continent, he was surprised to find that the Golden Emperor Fen Qian in his body the power of flame, even if it was implanted into one's body for inheritance since childhood, was not completely absorbed, as if something important was missing, but fortunately, my teacher also perfectly absorbed the power of this strange fire. At the end, with some magical medicines, the strength is also skyrocketing. Your strange fire itself contains a huge amount of power, but it restricts its potential in your Do-Chi continent, so it's too little help for you. The old man also said. When Zana heard the words, she also nodded. Okay, since you have broken through to the 5-star Do Emperor, you also have the opportunity to compete with the other 6 factions. After all, you, the Golden Emperor, Fen Qianyang, is related to the existence of the most precious treasure in our ancient clan. The other 6 factions are trying their best to take this flame from you. The old man also spoke slowly. But, teacher, Zana also slowed down when she heard the words. What's wrong? The old man also saw at a glance that Zana seemed to have something unspeakable in his heart, so he asked. Teacher, do you still remember that you said that as long as I break through the 5-star Do-D, you will give me a small vacation? The next moment, Zana looked at the old man with anticipation. Oh, you little girl. The old man also laughed helplessly. It's okay to let it go, but Zana, you must know that the Golden Emperor Fen Qianyang in your body is related to a holy flame inherited from our ancient clan. So if you are in the clan, with me, the other 6 even a faction dare not do it. But once you leave here, then outside is. And your current strength is too weak. I'm not at ease. After the old man finished speaking, he didn't say anything further, but the implication became more and more obvious. Zana knows the teacher's good intentions, but Zana's husband is still outside. How can Zana cultivate with peace of mind? Zana also said slowly, but there was a rather stubborn taste in the beautiful eyes of the golden flame. It was noticed by the old man in front of him. That kid. It's from the Xiao clan. The next moment, the old man also stared into the distance and said slowly. Teacher. The next moment, Zana's golden pupils suddenly became shocked. Although I don't know why, since Zana came to this strange continent, she also understood a truth from the words of some people around her. That's right here, as if everything related to the Xiao family is taboo. Don't be nervous, there is no one else here except you and me. The old man also noticed Zana's shock, so he said. Does it feel strange? This Douyin continent is clearly the 8 ancient clans. Why are there only 7 clans now? The old man also said slowly. Yes, teacher, Zana still has a lot of questions. Zana was also overjoyed. Apparently her teacher actually knew the secret. Zana is worried about how to understand these things. Little girl, listen carefully, these things can only be said once. The old man also suddenly became serious. Then the next moment, a terrifying aura also emanated from the old man, and then a separate space was slowly formed near the 2 of them. Seeing this, Zana also felt a chill from her heart. The next moment, as Zana felt the terrifying fluctuations in the old man's body, she couldn't help but kneel down. Immediately, golden flames appeared all over her body, and she barely maintained it. Body. Is this the power of a fighting fairy? Zana also murmured in her heart. According to legend, the Dudi continent is divided into 4 continents, Dongduyun, Zixuanling, Nanhaohai, and Beishanxing. Our ancient 8 clans are located on the Douyin continent, and the ancient 8 clans can be regarded as the mainstay of this Douyin continent. As for the origin of the 8 ancient clans, I believe you know something. The original founders of the ancient 8 clans broke through the Do Emperor from your Do-Chi continent, broke through the shackles of the plane, and entered our Douyin continent, where they showed the powerful strength of their 8 clans and founded the ancient 8 clans. The strength of the ancient 8 clans, even in this Douyin continent, has a strength ranking. Among the 8 clans, the 3rd is our ancient clan, and the 2nd is the Soul clan. As for the number one, it's the Xiao clan. The old man said with a lot of nostalgia. The Xiao family is actually number one. Zana was also slightly surprised, and Bei's lips moved slightly. Yes, the Xiao clan is the number one existence among the 8 clans. Because there have been peak powerhouses at the level of fighting gods in the Xiao clan. The old man also said with great respect. Battle god. The next moment, Zana was also surprised and couldn't calm down for a long time. On the Dodi continent, no matter which continent it is, a strong Dozian can be treated like a guest. As for the words of the fighting god, I am afraid that the entire Dodi continent does not have it either. After all, this god of war is the pinnacle of existence. Don't think about it. As far as I know, there is currently no Do god on Dodi continent. Maybe it's only in the center of the 7 realms. The old man also muttered. The 7 realms center. Zana also murmured. Among the 7 realms, each realm has a huge lower plane, and only when the strength reaches a certain level can it be possible to enter a higher plane. The center of the 7 realms is the place where the peak powerhouses of each of the 7 realms gather. World Center. This is the place where many peak powerhouses are gathered. Okay, let's get down to business, those things are too far away. The old man also smiled slowly and said. There is a reason why the Xiao clan keeps people silent on our Dodi continent. Because there were strong warriors at the level of fighting gods in the Xiao clan, they are also qualified to enter the center of the human world. Although I don't know what happened, the Xiao clan at the time was hunted down by the 7 realms, so they could not escape the fall and annihilate the clan. However, there are some powerful Xiao people who survived, but they can't escape the pursuit of the human world. No one knows where they are now, and where they are. However, once it is discovered by the law enforcement team of any one of the 7 world centers, it must be inevitable. Because the minimum requirement to enter the 7 realms center is the god of battle. The old man also said. How is that possible? As the old man in front of him finished speaking, a fear appeared on Zana's handsome face. Because my teacher also said that, although I don't know what the ancestors of the Xiao clan did in the 7 realms center, since they can be hunted down by the 7 realms center, the seriousness of the matter can be imagined. Brother Xiao Yan, you can't be in trouble. Zana also said with great worry. But don't worry, although your little lover is a member of the Xiao family, the people in the center of the human world have no time to care about him. After all, among the 7 worlds, each world is fighting openly and secretly. The old man also smiled. Teacher, is the Xiao family really shut up and can't mention it on this Doyun continent? Zana also said slightly. Yes, because our Dodi continent belongs to the upper plane, which is the most advanced plane. Above Dodi continent, it is the center of the human world. So our Dodi continent is actually supervised by the peak powerhouses at the center of humanity, so this Xiao family must not be mentioned, otherwise. The old man also said quite seriously. I can't believe that the Xiao family where brother Xiao Yang lives has such a secret. Zana also shook her head slightly, and then her beautiful eyes turned her head slightly, staring at a space in the distance and muttering. You little girl. Seeing this, the old man smiled helplessly. Obviously, the old man was also quite depressed. Even the boy of the Xiao clan, how could he deceive Zana, who was like a fairy descended from the earth? If I have a chance, I really want to meet this kid, and he actually abducted the heart of my closed disciple. The old man also pretended to be in a deep voice. Teacher, don't make fun of me. Zana also hurriedly stopped the old man's ridicule. But Tilda teacher, Zana may have to go, I'm going to find brother Xiao Yang. The next moment, the moment Zana spoke, she also showed a smile that was enough to make everything pale. You? Although I have only been with you for a few months, I also fell in love with you, this little guy. Your own talent is also extremely outstanding, but the stubbornness that goes deep into your bones. But remember, no matter where you go, you are my peerless heavenly emperor's disciple. The old man also said slowly. Xiao Qing, come out, you are responsible for protecting her. If something happens to her, you don't have to come back. The next moment, the old man said slowly. After the old man finished speaking, the surrounding space also trembled strangely, and then a Scion woman suddenly appeared in front of him. Yes, master. The woman called Jiyu Qing also said respectfully. Thank you, master. Zana also smiled extremely happily. In terms of strength alone, this Jiyu Qing in front of him is probably a powerhouse comparable to the 9-star Do Di. But what makes Zana even happier is that at last, he can go to find Brother Xiao Yang. Brother Xiao Yang, no matter where you are, wait for Zana. Lord Tiendi, Zana, something is bad. There is someone from the church, and it is specified that you want to see Zana. The next moment, on the grass, there was a voice that Zana was quite familiar with. This video will end here.